Bergz does lose a game here soon. But yeah, we're going to be jumping into game number 2 right now. Terran versus Protoss. Terran being Bergz playing for Team PPG, and Protoss Gemini playing for Team SH, also known as Team Slaughterhouse. So Metalopolis, of course, you guys are all familiar with this map. It's a big 4-player map, and if you guys are watching this on the stream with us, thank you again. I will be posting all of these videos, providing that nothing crashes or breaks during the recordings. But I will be posting all of these videos onto the SC Battlegrounds YouTube channel, so feel free to go back and visit those or recommend them to your friends if you like any of these particular games, and hopefully we'll be seeing some pretty interesting games here. That last game was, I'm not going to say it was bad, but it was pretty straight up. And here we got Bergz playing as the blue Terran here on the bottom. He's spawning at the 6 o'clock position, and his opponent, once again, Gemini playing as the light blue Protoss, spawning at the 9 o'clock position. And looks like Gemini is going to go ahead and put down that pylon on 9 and send his scout out immediately. And you know, getting that early scout allows you to find your opponent a lot quicker, obviously, and the earlier you can get your intel, the better, especially with these bigger maps, because as we saw last game, the Marine was out not long after the scouting probe arrived from his opponent, which really limited the amount of scouting that he was able to do. But Gemini is saying he was going to say good luck, but he takes it back. So apparently not wishing his opponent good luck. Very BM. He's like the bad Hydra or something. I don't know. But yeah, these guys, it looks like they're going to cross scouting patterns here. And once again, both players scouting in completely the wrong direction here. And Gemini doing the proper thing and jumping up next to that Zelnaga watchtower, but unfortunately the SCV was slightly out of range of the vision for that tower, so he did not see it yet. And he probably is going to think that the Terran is up in this spot because he just saw the SCV leave the base, but of course he is going to be sadly mistaken when he gets up there and sees that there's no command center. Meanwhile, looking back at the base for Bergz, his barracks almost done. He is not going to be able to get a Marine out quite in time to stop the probe from scouting. Gemini did manage to get it out just barely quick enough so that he is going to be able to get up there, but he is not going to be able to stick around for very long. He is basically only going to see the barracks, supply depot, and refinery, along with the orbital command, which is pretty standard play, although of course the refinery giving away that he wants to possibly tech a little bit rather than going for a straight all-marine, all-in, or anything like that. And it looks like we're actually going to see a hidden barracks here. Bergz trying to do a little trickery here, possibly going to lift that off and land it behind the line of sight blockers in Gemini's base, while also rallying Marines out of the front of his base, although the Marines apparently rallied over here to next to his Vespene Geyser. I'm not sure exactly. Okay, there we go. Changing the rally point now. There you go, Bergzy. And he is once again putting down that reactor. He loves getting that reactor up as soon as he gets that first Marine out, so preventing the scouting and then immediately stopping, you know, or immediately putting down that reactor so that you can get those quick Marines out. And Bergz doing a great job of keeping that SCV alive this game. There is one Zealot out running around chasing it, but as you can see, a Zealot not fast enough to catch up to an SCV. So as long as he keeps controlling this well and doesn't let it sit still, oh, Bergz. Oh, Bergz did it again. There goes the SCV. Okay, never mind. I just got done praising how awesome it was that he actually kept the SCV scouting for longer, and then he lets it die to a Zealot again. But there is a sentry coming out here as well. It looks like Gemini is going to be prepared to deal with any kind of a stim rush on his ramp, possibly. Of course, those force field, absolutely imperative for stopping those early Terran pushes if the Terran decides to get hyper aggressive. And actually, it looks like Bergz is going to just use that barracks in his base, throw an attack lab on it, and he's just going to be just building some Marauders out of it, it looks like. Getting up another barracks. He's got his barracks very spread out here, which is kind of interesting. This would be a lot better against a Terran player who has scans, because of course one scan would not be able to scan all of these barracks. I guess it makes it a little bit more difficult to scout with how much they are spread out, of course, but typically the scans, I've seen a couple people do this in the GSL where they spread their barracks out a lot like that, and that really allows them to negate scan scouting, because scanning is only going to get a portion of their base, and typically they scan around the front of the base next to the ramp, which of course is, you know, that's not where the production buildings are in this case, so that's not going to give them a whole lot of information. And Gemini has the combo of one Zealot, one Sentry, and one Stalker, along with another Sentry and Zealot warping in here, so he actually has a decent amount. He should be able to hold this off, getting a good force field there, trapping one Marine, chipping away at the forces. So definitely a good idea to do against this Terran push, although he's going to need more sentries if he wants to actually permanently wall this off. He did use both of the force fields he has available, and there's another sentry coming in, so he's of course going to be able to do yet another force field wall off here once that finishes, as long as he times it properly, and a 4th sentry. Now with 4 sentries you have enough that you can pretty much permanently wall off. Although he uses 2 of them at the same time, so that is unfortunate. He is actually he wasted that one, although he did take out enough of the forces from Bergz that he is not going to be able to continue to pressure the front of the base. And Gemini just continuing to warp in Zealots here on the front lines. He does have 4 sentries now, and between the 4 sentries and the Zealots, I don't think we're going to see Bergz getting any units up there anytime soon. And once again pulling all of his units back, although it looks like he needs to fix his rally points here. Meanwhile, also putting up a command center in his main rather. It looks like he's going to get ready to expand here soon. And I'm wondering with the position of this command center, it's pretty close to the position where the gold base is. So I'm kind of wondering if he's actually going to probably try to go for that middle gold base there and get a little bit of an economic advantage. We do see the Gemini is starting to mass his forces up out in front of his base, so possibly going to be going for a push here somewhat soon. And he is hiding some tech in the top right here. Oh, hiding the DT tech. So we may see a very, very short game here once this DT tech comes out if Bergz does not get some detection up. As you can see, he does not even have an engineering bay out right now. And he is getting that 2nd command center. So once he has that orbital command up and running, he will be able to get a decent amount of scans. But of course, having scans versus detection that's either mobile or even turrets as static detection along your mineral line are going to be much better than wasting the energy on a scan. And here come 3 DTs. If Gemini controls these properly, Bergz is going to be in a world of trouble. And here comes the DTs. They are all clumped up very closely together, but Bergz not noticing so far. One of them got trapped for a second there, but managed to push its way out. And Bergz is still not noticing them. They're going to go straight for the mineral line, it looks like, and immediately taking down a bunch of SCVs. Bergz was actually getting ready to move out and realized, oh god, there are DTs in my mineral line. And it looks like he just called down a mule not too long ago, so he does not have enough energy at that base. And he does have 1 scan in his new command center, so he's going to be able to take that out. And unfortunately, Gemini not spreading his DTs out. All of those DTs go down with 1 scan. Very unfortunate. But it looks like there are a ton of SCVs missing for Bergz right now. If we take a look at the income tab, we can see he has 0-0, only 2 harvesters versus 30 harvesters for Gemini. And Gemini doing the smart thing now, getting an expansion up. As Artosis says, when you get ahead, get more ahead. So he is not going to take any risks, going for another expansion, getting that economic advantage. Meanwhile, Bergz realizes that he is in a bad spot here and decides that he is going to have to push out if he wants to stick in this game, because of course, if he is 1 base versus 2 base, especially with only 5 harvesters, he's going to be in big trouble. But apparently Bergz deciding to come back. I'm not sure about this decision because, of course, if he comes back and sits too passively, Gemini is just going to get way, way bigger than him, and Bergz is going to find himself in a tough situation here because he is not going to be able to keep up with the macro of Gemini if he does not get some bases up really quickly here. And we do see the mules helping him come back a little bit, and there are some turrets up, so he can feel free to use that energy without having to worry about DTs tearing up his mineral line. And it looks like Bergz sending out a couple of Marines to scout out, and he still has not seen this tech. He did not go back behind that line of sight blockers, so he's not aware of where that tech is, although I'm guessing he's just assuming that it's in Gemini's main base since he has not scouted it recently. It looks like the last time he was up in there was actually when he first saw it. So Gemini doing very well here. Getting a good attack with those DTs off, taking an economic advantage, getting that base up and running after doing some serious damage to the mineral line of Bergz. And it looks like he is probably going to be winning this game unless he makes some sort of serious blunder that allows Bergz to get back into this. So we'll see if he's able to hold on to the lead that he's got right now. Bergz managing to get up some harvesters, but as you can see, he is just still way, way behind what our Protoss player Gemini has right now. So I'm not sure how much longer Gemini is going to wait before he pushes out, because he probably already has a force that can do some serious damage, if not kill off Bergz right now. One attack would probably end this game, although there is still no Robotech out on the map for Gemini. I'm not sure about this decision because, of course, against a heavy infantry ball like what we see Bergz working with right now, Colossus are very, very strong, especially with that Thermal Lance upgrade. Although with the amount of time and gas he put into getting that DT tech up, getting Colossus as well may be a little bit of a stretch just because how much of a gas investment you have to make in order to make that happen. But it looks like Bergz is going to put up some bunkers here, play a little bit defensively still, and probably going to see that command center float down here to the expansion in not too long. And Gemini looks like he is going to move out now. So we see the large Protoss force consisting of pretty much every gateway unit imaginable at this point. I think the only unit missing from the gateway right now are High Templars. But he is going to move out, try to do some damage here. And actually, I'm sorry, I just noticed that my health bars are still on from playing. I'll get that fixed in between games here so that you guys don't have to stare at that, because that is very distracting when you're trying to see armies duke it out. And Gemini actually going to go ahead and take the gold too, so playing very aggressively on the econ because he is so far ahead. And Gemini is actually going to come up around and come down from the high ground, which these bunkers don't cover that high ground very well. As you can see, they're mainly made to defend this wide open choke right here. And he is not going to have a whole lot other than the infantry that you see right here in front of him to defend against that big ramp. And if we take a look at the harvester count, we can see he is still behind, starting to catch up a little bit, but you know, it's just a little bit too little too late. If we look at the units overlay, we can see that there are 20 Marauders, 19 Marines from our Terran player, but there are 19 Zealots, 9 DTs, 7 Stalkers, and 4 Sentries. And the Sentries with Guardian Shield and Force Field are just going to do a ton of damage. And here come the DTs and the Zealots from the top. Gemini attacking from both sides. And with the Force Fields there, some of this infantry is not going to be able to run away, doing a great job of splitting. Bergz holding off the tide a little bit, but he is just going to be overrun by the sheer amount of Protoss units that we see here. And it looks like game number 2 is going to go to Team SH here, Team Slaughterhouse. Yeah, and Gemini does take down the win. So Gemini is going to move on into game number 3 here, and the next team member from Team PPG is going to step up. I believe that's going to be Elisa. So we'll go ahead and get that set up here in just a minute.